guess as a forward group, can you guys do to maybe shore that up a bit?
I think backing up our D. I think honestly, I don't think it's one thing. It's like one thing leads to another. Probably do a better job limiting their defense time to make a play, and our third forward and kind of being aware of the situation if we're able to stay in the zone or not. And, just collectively be a little bit more, I guess, together. If we go, we go. If we don't, soak that rush and play from there.
Mika, I think individually, kind of a tough night when we look at the minuses tonight for yourself. How do you feel after having a particularly tough night?
It's not the first time. It's not going to be the last time. Obviously, you don't want to have those nights, but it's going to happen. And it's just the way you respond from it, learn from it, and move on. So I think I can bury myself in negativity and make it even worse, or try to learn from it, take the positives like that was in the games. It's maybe it's hard to find for some people sometimes when you look at it and when you look at one thing. So it's my job is to go out there, play a good game tomorrow. Whether I have a great game the game before or a bad game the game before, it doesn't change. You're expecting me, I'm expecting myself to play good every night. It's not going to happen every night, even as much as I want to. But just play hard and short memory.
What happened when you went off the ice?
I've just felt off. Don't know. I just felt off and needed a breather, and that was it. I mean, it was nothing major. So I just felt off going into the face-off, and I missed a couple minutes and get back out, finish the game. So don't really know.
Throughout your career, even when you haven't been producing 5-on-5 in spurts, your defensive play has always been exemplary.
Yeah.
Is it just bad bounces, bad luck that you've been in this stretch where the goals are going in against you?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that I could have done better, and it doesn't matter really what I say, but I think it's been a few instances this year. It's been the mistakes have been not just the mistakes, but the bounces and the chances I've been getting. It's just been going in, honestly. I've felt, talking about over my career over the last few years, I feel like there's, even though I feel like I'm good defensively, I still give up chances. But I think this has been maybe a few too many, but at the same time, I feel like they've been scoring on. I feel like when I'm out there, they've been scoring on everything. So that's not an excuse. It's just the way it goes. Obviously, there's been a couple now in the past few weeks, but just try to focus on what I can control, and what I can control is my mindset and how I look at things and what I do out there tomorrow.
How hard is kind of you mentioned like the needing to flip the page and move on immediately. Like, how hard is that mentally to?
Hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I can always talk. I can always answer your guys' question with the best of my abilities to explain it. I will never be able to fully explain what it is when you're in the situation. You have the mantras, you have the sayings to yourself. Forget about the mistake. Just next action, next game, next shift. It's harder than it sounds, but that's, I mean, if I'm going to be, that's what I'm saying, like if I'm going to be like, oh, this is so tough, then it's not going to help me.
Yeah.
So I have to find a way to trick myself or whatever it is. I'm sure everyone is different, but that's just the way you got to look at it. A lot of things in sport you can't control. A lot of things in sport you can't control. So when things are tough, just keep working. Keep get another chance tomorrow. That's the sometimes good and bad in hockey. You always get a chance to redeem yourself or keep it going when things are tough. So or when things are going good. So not happy about yesterday. Not happy about the loss, but. If I'm gonna think about it too much, then I don't think you're gonna see a very good player tomorrow. If I think that way, it's just the way it is. Sometimes it's tougher. I don't think your career is always going to be great. It's just the way I can try to handle it as well as I can, and trusting myself that I get out of this out of the slump and try to answer the questions that you guys have and just go out and play honest.
As a team, are you finding it hard chasing the games that as you have in the losses this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've some games. I think we put ourselves in a bad spot where we have to chase it a little bit too much, maybe, and we're giving up way too many chances, and we're not really giving ourselves a chance to win. So that has been the case. But I think when I think the energy, I think that there was the intention of the work that we put in, I think, was there, but execution and some of the decision making obviously was not our best, and that cost us. And again, it's learning from it.
How do you think it's going? What are you noticing about each?
Yeah, I think it's been going well. I think we're communicating well out there. We're moving for each other. We're reading off each other really well. So I think there's a lot of positive right now between our game.
What is it about the way each of you play that kind of complimented me? When I was talking to Braden, he was talking about off the ice and on the ice as well, just kind of the dynamic that you guys have. But I'm curious from your perspective, what you see.
Yeah, no, we're really good buddies off the ice, so obviously that makes it easier on the ice. And I think we play two kind of different styles of game, but we both complement each other really well as far as, I read a lot off Schneid's and I pick up on a lot of things that he does, defensively, offensively, and I feel like he does the same with me where he's picking up on things that I'm doing. So I think it's been a good compliment for the both of us.
And for you, as you've looked to develop as well, the offensive component of your game has always been there, but also just remaining disciplined defensively as well. How do you feel like you've grown with that?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think that's something I'm going to keep working on until the day I retire. I mean, defensive zone is the key, is being a defenseman. So, I think it's been good over the past couple games. Just got to keep being consistent with it and keep being hard on guys.
Where do you feel like it's been good? What do you feel like you've been doing well?
I'd say just being more aggressive, being more assertive. I feel like I'm obviously I'm not a guy that's going to go out there and run guys around and push guys around, but being a little nastier, just kind of being a meaner defenseman. I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm not going to kill guys, but getting little cross checks, little just push and shoves, just little things like that. It's just, I think that's part of my game that's grown.
On the flip side, it's funny because Braden was talking about how positive you are and how that really translates on the ice with him. And how it makes you feel more comfortable in situations. Is that something you just try to bring? Is that just who you are at your core? Is just a positive, upbeat person?
Yep, that's just who I am from the core. I mean, obviously there's going to be some negatives, but I try to always look at the positives as much as I can and try not to dwell too much on the negatives.
And just lastly, how has your chemistry with him and your friendship off the ice, I guess, kind of just helped translate to success on the ice?
It's pretty easy. I mean, I feel like in the past, him and I, when we played together, we just haven't really clicked at the right time. And I feel like over the end of last year, this year, I feel like we were just really starting to, find our stride and really click.